How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. I hope everybody's staying relevant. And first of all, I'd just like to start this video off with this really interesting meme just showing where it all started. Google, Amazon, Apple, all of it started off in a warehouse, which really shows you that anybody with a brain can come up with something, can create something, and really revolutionize the system and really re-envision where things are going to go. And I think that this really ties in perfectly to blockchain. And ultimately, I think that blockchain is that sort of entrepreneurial spirit, if you will, that pursuit of the worthy ideal that would be the way that things could easily function much more simply. And this is really interesting to see how Digibyte really does have that sort of creative element going for it. And I think that as we move forward, we'll definitely see this sort of the fact that Digibyte is really revolutionizing a lot of various different things. It's definitely interesting to see how blockchain is really changing the world in an unprecedented way. Some even say that it's bigger than the internet. So the theme of this video, we're going to be talking about essentially just going into detail regarding a lot of the news that we've been seeing regarding Digibyte, and pretty much putting everything into perspective, because obviously Digibyte has a realistic chance of pushing into the top ranks of cryptocurrency. We're seeing this now by the crypto globalists. Now obviously I take these news articles with a grain of salt. I say this all the time. I usually don't trust the news as far as I could throw them, but of course at the very same by the same token, you have to understand that the news is definitely just reflecting back to us what the public consciousness is regarding cryptocurrency. And as we move forward in the conversation regarding regulations and the conversation regarding actually what cryptos have a blockchain and how that blockchain is interacting with the world, I think that there very much is a high likelihood that we could see Digibyte up here competing with these other cryptos. It is faster than Litecoin and Bitcoin, and I think with a little bit more recognition during the next bull run, perhaps when we see the market cap go back up to 300 billion, which in the future is pretty likely that we will see it within a year, within 2 years, however long it takes it to happen. Digibyte is waiting essentially for the greater society to connect and really live up to the potential that's made available by Digibyte. And I think that it's really interesting to see how things have been moving along in this way. So I was actually checking out this awesome video by this YouTuber, CryptoCurrently. His name's Matt, and I'll actually include a link to this video down in the description. He goes over some really interesting articles which are really relevant to what we talk about on this channel on a day-to-day basis, such as the fact that Digibyte has a chance of pushing its way up into the higher ranks of the cryptocurrency sphere, especially when you consider all the variables of this current ecosystem of cryptocurrency and how long Digibyte has actually been around in the overall context of the competition that's really taking place right now. These things are going to be very important variables as we see Digibyte really taking that next step into the future, and the fact that Digibyte is really thinking about the usages of how people are going to be interacting, involving using this technology and so forth. It's some really exciting stuff happening right in front of our eyes. So this video definitely goes into detail talking about the differences between Bitcoin and Digibyte, and I definitely recommend that you guys go and check this content out, because it is an interesting conversation when you take into consideration the actual performances. The fact that Bitcoin is so slow, there's so many fees, there's all these things coming together. It's really sort of a relic of an earlier time in cryptocurrency, and it's important to take into consideration how once we see things really getting ramped up into full speed and people actually using these different blockchains in everyday usage cases on a larger scale, it's really going to give the public conversation time to develop respectively. And I already see it happening with the people who've been involved with cryptocurrency as long as I have, people who've been involved with crypto for multiple years, talking about Digibyte and giving it sort of that similar edge as far as reputation is concerned. And really, Digibyte does speak for itself as far as the reputation that it's developed over time. Now, I definitely recommend that you guys go and follow Digibyte on their official Twitter and so forth. Definitely it's interesting to keep up to date regarding these technologies and seeing these different things as they've been happening on such a interesting scale. Digibyte is really one of those technologies that's active on all sorts of the community that supports Digibyte in particular is very active on multiple different social media platforms, and it's really interesting to see how word gets out really quickly about Digibyte, and it also creates an interesting climate where it's very it's very cut and dry. It's like people have a hard time coming up with false accusations, for example, to throw at Digibyte, because it's really kept together and closely interconnected by people who watch these variables from a data perspective. And whereas rumors and sort of the gray area tends to be the inevitable downfall of a lot of these different technologies, failure to live up to different promises and so forth is sort of a problem that a lot of cryptos deal with, because they make these huge claims and then it's difficult for them to overcome them. But that's a problem that's really not faced by Digibyte. I'd say that they're really overcoming a lot of that, and it's ultimately going to be leading to their advantage as we see Digibyte, that potential for Digibyte to be moving up from that number 34 position and potentially occupying a higher level rank in the overall context of where cryptocurrency stands. I'm definitely interested in the news regarding Digibyte and what we've been seeing happening across the board regarding all these new partnerships and these new things that have been coming together in such a short amount of time. People talking about reasons why Digibyte value proposition beats Bitcoin hands down. Really interesting stuff, seeing Digibyte being compared to the big dog. And of course, you have to remember the history that Digibyte has alongside it, which is really going to be a very determining factor in regards to the cryptocurrencies that are chosen for everyday use in the context of the mass adoption and overall where the establishment is going to be playing a central fundamental role in the way that we see the application of these different variables coming into play across the board, across different sectors of society, and essentially the way that Digibyte has been really positioning themselves in a way that's going to be really interesting as far as how they've been paying attention to security. For one, this is going to be a very big variable, because Digibyte is not only trying to be a currency, they're actually doing multiple things that are going to be interacting with the world in a very interesting way. Because let's face it, people aren't going into Starbucks and buying a coffee using a Bitcoin. They're not going in and buying coffee using Ethereum either, or Litecoin. It's really going to be, first off, as far as the cryptocurrency paradigm shift implements itself, it is my belief, personally, my opinion, that over time we will see it's the cryptocurrencies with the blockchains which have the capability of having that real world functionality without even the necessity of consumers having the awareness that they're actually having interaction with a blockchain. It could be very much that simple. A simple application on a smartphone, for example, and these different things that of course are being implemented across the board. And really, Digibyte is at front and center as far as leveraging this, and I believe that Digibyte is definitely one of those technologies that's front and center and really stands to have potential to gain and see some significant gains as we move forward, and we see this really exciting time that's been developing in front of us. So I mean, as far as Digibyte is concerned, definitely go and make sure that you guys check out the awesome community that's active on Twitter. That's basically people talking about Digibyte, and the exciting news that's been happening. But of course, always remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is not financial advice. Videos for entertainment, educational purposes only. I'm not your dad, remember that. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, if anybody asks you who your dad is, I'm sure you could find him. I'm sure he'll answer the phone, but it's not me. I'm just here to make a video talking about cryptocurrency from an educational opinion perspective. So if that's your thing, feel free to connect with us, subscribe, connect with us on Twitter. Of course, you could always connect with our friends too. Of course, always happy to give different YouTubers shout outs. Help support the community and keep people actively paying attention to these different things, of course. But all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.